Okay. So since I think probably our first interview about nicotine, maybe 2 years ago, I've got the patches. I use them on and off. I have these knickknacks, which I've found to be probably one of the cleanest forms of the nicotine. I can tell you personally that sometimes I'll go 2 weeks without putting a patch on because I forget. Or sometimes I'll go 3 weeks without having a single one of these knickknacks because I forget. I've never had withdrawal symptoms. Now, however, that's just me, anecdotal.
Steph, I'm the same way. 3.5 years
right?
now. I will miss 2 or 3 days, and every week, and I'll just go, oh man, I forgot to put
Yeah,
one on. You know what I don't forget? I don't forget caffeine.
yeah. Oh yeah.
I wake up in the
We
morning,
have
I'm
our
like, oh, I need my
espressos
caffeine.
every morning. Can
I
I
need my
show you something real quick
caffeine.
that I found that to me, I found this after one of our interviews. To me, this right here is the smoking gun that proves nicotine is not addictive. Okay. So this is on the NIH, right? So this is, maybe Fauci wrote this article himself. I don't know. This is a study. It was a 6-month double-blind pilot clinical trial on nicotine treatment of mild cognitive impairment. Now, in this, it says there are 74 subject results. Of 74 subjects, okay, the primary cognitive outcome measure showed a significant nicotine-induced improvement. The secondary outcome measures showed significant nicotine-associated improvements in attention, memory, psychomotor speed, and improvements were seen in patient-informant ratings of cognitive impairment. Okay? So right there, they're showing us. Now, here's the kicker. So they took 74 subjects, and for 6 months, they put them on 15 milligrams per day, which is actually a much higher dose than I ever take. I know that you take, because the patches I take, I think, are 4 milligrams. So they put 74 subjects on 15 milligrams a day for 6 months. Now, hold on. Let's take a look.
One cigarette, by the way, everybody. One cigarette has 1 milligram. So this is
So
the same as
this is a
15
pack of
cigarettes a day.
Okay, now here, this is the kicker, I guess, not the killer. At the very end, they say, no withdrawal symptoms were reported by subjects or informants, nor were any subjects reported to be continuing to use nicotine after the study was completed. If this stuff was addictive as they said it would, this would say, instead of that, it would say 85% of subjects reported difficulty stopping using nicotine due to its addictive nature. However, for 74 people that were given the equivalent of 15 cigarettes every single day for 6 months, this study on the NIH points out that there were no withdrawal symptoms, nor did any subjects have any issue stopping the use of nicotine. I mean, to me, that's the smoking gun. I'm sure you've got a lot of smoking guns too, but like, it's right there.
The exact same conclusions were published by the nicotine patch study authors for those with long COVID. And that was only a 6-day study with nicotine patches. Nobody had withdrawals. Nobody had the want to continue using nicotine. They just went on about their lives without any symptoms remaining after 6 days of using nicotine patches. This is even greater. 74 people over 6 months, 15 cigarettes a day. I mean, seriously, how many of you have read a research study saying that we gave meth and heroin for 6 months straight to people, and when we told them to stop the study, they never wanted heroin or meth ever again?
Yeah.
What you should have thought you were going to read was that all of them ended up in rehab trying to get off of the nicotine addiction.
Of course.
And going through their horrific withdrawals. Just so y'all know, you've all been lied to about nicotine and its addictive quality. That is not even the case. So I use nicotine every day for 3.5 years now, and so many days I forget to do it. And in the afternoon, usually it's in the afternoon when I'm into like my 10th research study that I'm combing through, because I just love diving into research studies. Why? Because the medical journals, the editors, and the pharmaceutical industries that fund them make sure they deceive you in the summary abstracts of the studies to make sure you don't go in there and read them. I love going in and reading them all and finding those nuggets inside of them that they don't want all of you to find. So as I'm reading like the 10th one every single day, if I forgot my nicotine patch that morning, which happens 2 or 3 times every week, come 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I'm like, wait a minute, something's wrong. How come I'm not processing this information as fast? Oh, crap, I forgot my nicotine patch. And I got to go walk back to my bathroom, put on my patch again. And I'm like, oh, about 30 minutes later, I'm like, oh, there's my brain. There's the speed at which it's normally firing at since I've been using this incredible nutrient God gave us and all these plants. In fact, an example would be Medical News Today last year published an article titled Can dietary nicotine prevent Parkinson's? Now, just by definition alone, the word dietary nicotine, who's eating nicotine? Well, if you have to read the article, but the article tells you that if you eat nightshade vegetables that are high in nicotine, it can prevent or often cure or ameliorate all of your Parkinson's symptoms. Isn't that amazing? Well, how many drugs are being sold to the millions of Americans told they have a genetic condition called Parkinson's? And it's just genetic. There's nothing you can do about it. No, they've known that tobacco can cure neurodegenerative diseases. Look at the title of the article Seth Holhouse just put on the screen. Look at this. Look at the title of that article. The title reads, Nicotine Treatment of Mild Cognitive Impairment. How many of you have seen loved ones go into early onset dementia? How many of you know that nicotine is published to prevent and often reverse early and late stage onset Alzheimer's? Well, if you're having brain fog, you can't remember numbers and names as well as you did before, you're not getting that information processed as fast or calculating things as you used to, you should probably start using nicotine, or at least start. Me and Seth are not telling you to go out there and make sure you're buying over-the-counter nicotine products. Start eating the plants that have nicotine in them. Eat the eggplants. Red tomatoes are the second highest vegetable containing nicotine. Green tomatoes have 10 times more nicotine than red tomatoes. White potatoes are the fourth highest containing nicotine plant on earth. So go eat your cauliflower that has nicotine. Go eat your celery that has high amounts of nicotine. Go eat your bell peppers, squash, zucchini. These are all your nightshade vegetables. They all have nicotine. If you started incorporating them in your life, you're going to see your inflammation go down in your body. If you eat 3 to 4 servings every week, and you're going to see your brains working better as you're putting this nutrient that is published to be a nootropic.
Ladies and gentlemen, our world is being poisoned. Every day we're exposed to more chemicals sprayed into our skies, leaching into our food, and polluting our air and water. From pesticides and heavy metals to hormone disruptors and synthetic additives, these toxins are bombarding our bodies and silently destroying our health. But there's something you can do to fight back, and it starts in your gut. Kimchi One from Brightcore Nutrition contains over 900 strains of beneficial probiotics that will help flush toxins, restore gut balance, and support your immune system. Because when your gut is strong, your body can resist. You'll feel the difference. Better digestion, more energy, clearer thinking, stronger immunity, and even improvements in your skin, hair, and metabolism. And this isn't just hype. Studies show that fermented foods like kimchi can reduce the risk of obesity, improve blood sugar, and support whole body wellness. Kimchi One is all natural, non-GMO, dairy-free, gluten-free, and 100% made in the USA by a company that actually cares about your health. And today, you can get an exclusive offer just for my viewers, 25% off with your code MANINAMERICA by clicking the link below. Or call my friends at Brightcore for up to 50% off your order and free shipping. So give them a call now at 888-575-6488, and their educated staff will make sure that Kimchi One is right for you. Again, that's 888-575-6488. All the links and information are in the description below.